Yo, what is going on, guys? Xtimus here. Now, I know it's been a very long time since I've made a video. However, I really just want to make a video. So I'm going to show you guys a build that I came up with, and this is going to be quite a simple video. I know there's not going to be too much editing, and this isn't going to be the highest quality video, so I don't want you guys to think that the quality of my videos will not be the best effort that I can give. I just really want to make a video, and it's been a really long time. So this is a build that I've been working on, and I decided to call it the Immortal Paladin. Now I'm kind of curious who came up with the Immortal builds, who named them. I'm not too sure. Whoever did, shout out to you. So I was just messing around with builds like I always do, and I have probably like 50, at least 50 different builds that I eventually want to release. So I theory craft builds a lot, and it's one of my favorite things to do. And even though I haven't been making videos for a long time, I still play the game nearly every day, and I just no life the game all the time. So I just kind of come up with new builds that I find that are fun. And this is a Uber Tristram Smiter, and this is going to be very unique compared to your normal Smiter. Basically, he will be able to heal a lot, and he'll have extreme survivability. So I would really also like to get some suggestions as well. I will heart comments and pin comments with the most likes or anything that really helps out the build, so then later on I can maybe remaster the build on a new video, because I'd really like to get some ideas from you guys about this. Sorry about the intro, so let's just get into the build, starting with the itemization. What I do here is when I do Uber Tristram, I'm going to be healing, and I'm going to be slowing down the Uber bosses. And I'm going to be doing that by combining Decrepify and Slows Target. Both of these can be stacked together. So that is the purpose of this build, is to have extreme survivability. I know you could use Life Tap, however, this is just a fun way to play the game. And even if you do get Life Tap and you're using something like Drax or something like that, there's still a chance that it won't go off in time and Mephisto will just pwn you. So there's that. I'm using Lawbringer, and Lawbringer will cast Decrepify on Mephisto, and it will stack with slow with Blackhorn's face. And yes, level 4 set item, Cleglaw's gloves. So, and I'm pretty sure this is the cap right here, which is 45% slows target. I believe that's the cap on the Ubers. And Blackhorn's face also has some lightning absorb, so that is really good as well. Another thing with Lawbringer is the Sanctuary aura. This will knock back the undead enemies that Mephisto will spawn. It kind of has pros and cons to it, because I'm going to be healing using Rising Sun and using Fire Absorb. So knocking back the melee skeletons is really good with the Sanctuary aura. However, the con is that it's going to be knocking back the fire skeletons, which will be healing me. However, I do think that even when they do get knocked back, they will be able to cast enough fire damage to me to where it heals me enough. And it is kind of RNG, because sometimes Mephisto will spawn a lot of fire skeletons, sometimes he won't. So using Blackhorn's face, Cleglaw's, Lawbringer, Rising Sun for the mass fire absorb, and this is going to be healing me. I'm using Duress, and the reason why I'm doing this is because the build is kind of lacking some crushing blow and open wounds, and Duress is really good because it has both of those, and it has some decent resistances, so I wanted to up the damage some. But there are other good options as well. Guardian Angel is really good. It's just a really good armor. You will need to have some extra fire res charms though, if you want to get to really high maximum fire resistance. And that is another thing too. I'm doing this with no Annie, no torch, and I'm trying to do all of this on a budget because I really like budget builds. And I know I'm getting into a lot here. There's just a lot of builds that people say are budget, and in my opinion, they're just not budget. Like an Oath rune word, I don't find that to be budget. Like, really don't think a new player is going to be able to find a, 4-socket ethereal berserker axe. When I do budget builds, I really try to take it seriously and make sure it truly is budget. So, and then I'm using Spirit, Sacred Targe. Sacred Targe is the best. This is really going to help because I need to have a level 21 conviction, because I'm not going to be using Fanaticism. I'm going to be using conviction. And what this will do is this will cancel out Mephisto's conviction. Now, you could stack a bunch of resistances and just use Fanaticism. However, you're going to need a lot more resistances to get perfect resistances when you do that. So conviction just adds more survivability and it requires less resistances to get them perfect. And I know they're not perfect right now. We'll get there. So I'm using Spirit, Gore Rider boots, Dwarf Star. This is really good for the fire absorb. This is going to help me heal more. It's also budget. Thunder Gods, obviously for the lightning absorb. Maximum lightning resistance is also very nice. Ravenfrost. The only reason for this, the extra dexterity to help you get max block, and the obvious cannot be frozen. And then on Switch I have nothing. And this is something that maybe I thought you guys could give me suggestions on, because I thought, well, I could just cast Decrepify and then switch to something else, so then I'm not knockbacking the undead. However, like I said, it does knock back the melee skeleton, so it kind of has pros and cons to it. It is a lot better when the fire skeletons are casting more. It's just the physical skeletons are, they're still going to do a lot of damage to you as well, so it is good to knock them back. Really, with that idea, I don't really use a switch on this. I usually just use Lawbringer. However, I just kind of thought it was an idea. The Gnasher is really good. Super budget, Crushing Blow, Open Wounds, and then with Spirit. So that's an idea, to just cast Decrepify and then switch over, and you'll do more damage as well. However, I just really like using the Lawbringer, and I think it works just fine. All I have is one fire charm, and this is to get maximum fire resist when I cast Treachery. And if you use Guardian Angel, you'll just need some more fire resistance. And I also have Myth. There are some other things I experimented with to make the overall fight just more easy, I would say. A Myth I thought was really cool when you go to fight Baal and Diablo, because they kind of spawn a lot of demons and you can just get stuck. So when you have Myth on, it'll cast a Howl and it'll just send them all over the place, so you can just have some crowd control and you can actually walk around. So Myth is a pretty cool thing to use as well. Into the skill tree, you want to make sure you have a level 21 conviction, and then I do have Fanaticism maxed out, because I don't really need the conviction when I go to fight Diablo and Mephisto. So 20 Fanaticism, 20 Conviction. Conviction needs to be at least level 21. Smite maxed out. Holy Shield maxed out. And then defensive auras, maybe Salvation I could throw on if I'm walking around, or maybe there was some bad luck and Mephisto didn't spawn a lot of fire skeletons, so I didn't really heal at all. Salvation could serve that purpose. Doesn't really matter that much. And then the rest of my points I just put into Defiance. The reason for this is because it is a synergy for Holy Shield. And then for the attributes, you know how it is. Enough strength to use my gear, enough dexterity to hit max block with Holy Shield casted, energy none, and vitality. The rest of my points into vitality. So, and then when you go into Uber Tristram, you really just throw on Conviction and you go after Mephisto. You just smite them. And then you do want to look out for some of the fire skeletons. And if you see them, just try to be close to them, and hopefully Mephisto spawns a lot of them. So when there is some gameplay here, where you could literally just go into Uber Tristram, and if you're in the right time or luck or RNG, whatever you want to call it, you literally could just stand there and the fire damage will just heal you. And it's just, you could just stand there forever, pretty much. We're just going to go in, cast Fade, and then start the fight. And we'll go over here. And also, for the potions, I just have some health potions. Might need them, but I stack a lot of mana potions because Bale does the mana burn. And you gotta know that you need mana to cast Smite. So that is one thing I really do not like about Bale. So, alright, here we go. Pull Mephisto, come on. So when it is kind of cool because the more skeletons that you spawn, that he spawns, it's like the better it is for you. So you can just see I can just stand here and I'll be fine. So we'll go after Mephisto. And as I said, the Decrepify and slows target stack. So he basically like is doing almost nothing. We are taking some damage here. The fire skellies are kind of over there. I really like the build because it just makes Uber Tristram so easy. You don't have to worry about life tap. You don't have to worry about really much of anything. So, and then we're going to switch to Fanaticism and then go over to Bale and Diablo. And Diablo should help out a lot with the heals. My health is going down there some. And then, yeah, it just goes right back up. And we can probably put on Myth to cast that Howl. Because I really don't like when there's all these monsters around and you can't really walk. And I just think this is my favorite Uber Tristram build because it just makes everything so easy. And I would definitely say if they ever do update the game, because of this, Rising Sun is definitely going to get nerfed. It definitely needs a nerf, so. And it looks like I'm not getting much luck with Myth. I mean, I do have max block, so it does make sense that it doesn't get casted very often, and it has quite a low percent chance, 3%. So there we go. And we got a 2016 Sorceress Torch. Alright, so I hope everybody likes the video. I know it's been a very long time since I've posted a video. I just really wanted to just make a video, get into it, and just get started. So I would really like to hear some comments from you guys. I'm open to suggestions if there's anything that was wrong or didn't work out right. Just let me know in the comments. I would love to hear feedback. So then I can improve the build and then possibly even make more builds or come up with something new. That's one thing I really like about theory crafting is hearing from other people and hearing from my friends, because usually when they give a suggestion or come up with a new idea for the build, sometimes it sparks my interest or sparks my ideas and I just start coming up with something completely new. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I'm so sorry it's been a very long time and I love you guys so much. And there is a lot of videos that I need to do and I know I need to work on it. There's a lot of things I have in the vault though. I would say at least 50 theory crafting builds that I feel are very unique, that I haven't really seen anybody make or at least not a lot of people have talked about. So love you guys so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you guys for watching. Take care.